Welcome back to another video where we're going to be looking at some utility in Counter-Strike for how both I and you guys can improve together and start winning more games. If you missed yesterday's video, that was covering Mirage. It'll be linked down below if you do want to check it out. And then also, if you're just wanting the best way to warm up in CS2, I have a full dedicated video on that, which will also be linked down below. It's also using Refrag, which is where we're in today, so we can do use Nades, which is like the best way to learn Nades. To make it very clear from the start, this video is not sponsored, but I am partnered with them. So there's going to be 50 trial codes for Refrag linked in the pinned comment down below if you want to try out both Nades and all the other amazing warm-up modes like pre-fire, crossfire, and all the community mods are coming out. It's incredible. So yeah, just check that one out. And yeah, we're going to blitz through the key essential util you need to know in Ancient. Not all the crazy stuff that pros might be using, but enough that's going to make an impact for you to get some elo and win more games. Now, much like Mirage, we're going to start on T side with the important util. The first one is going to be window smoke. You're going to line up on these bricks here. It's going to be super easy to line up. It's going to be this one here. You're going to leave him here. You're going to do a jump throw. And you'll see it's going to bounce over and then it's going to land up into window. And the result of it looks like this. You can see it doesn't bleed out into the stairs. It's a perfect window smoke. And what you want to do is, if you're throwing this, is you want to throw some support flashes for mid. So the best way to do it is aim on either of these bricks. You can aim in the middle and you're going to do a W jump throw. It's basically going to flash high so your guys on elbow can try and get out. There's a couple more smokes from spawn. The first one's going to be the donut smoke. So you want to line up against this B sign. Make sure in the middle of the arrow. And then I believe it's this one. I've not thrown it in a while, so it's going to be the second brick up. It's going to be a jump through from here, again, aiming at the crack. And it is. This is going to bounce and it's going to smoke off Donut Lovely. So this is just a nice alternative one to cut off some space if you do want to sort of bully mid and make a donut swing a bit less easy for them. Another one you should know from spawn is how to smoke cheetah so people can get up lane really easy. This is a nice support one. Basically aim at the corner of this building and it's going to be a jump throw. It's going to go all the way over. It's going to land in a little divot there, which you can see. But it absolutely perfectly smokes this off. So the people that are playing inside cheetah, inside cave, you can see how deep it smokes off. It makes it so hard for them to do anything. Even blowing a nade into it. It's going to give them vision for a little bit. But you can see it still has so much smoke. Now I want to look at B util, because this is the most commonly hit site. And now thankfully you can throw the 3 key bits of smokes all from one spot. So we found these in CSGO. They still work in CS2. So you're going to come into this corner. Obviously if you throw in all 3 at once, you want teammates to drop you smoke. So first up is going to be long. You want to look at this middle one here, like these little, like, I don't know, these beam figure things. Just aim right here on it and you're going to do a jump throw. Now this one is going to bounce off the wall and then come back in and cut off long completely. It does bleed out a bit, but it covers it really nicely. You can see how deep it goes into. They can maybe try and hide in this corner for whenever it fades, but it's going to cut them off. From the same spot, if you want to do short, you're going to look through, you got this middle beam here, basically the bottom left-hand corner of it. You're going to jump through. This is going to bounce off the wall and just land into short, and it will smoke it off. Again, we'll just showcase the bloom again. Someone might try and hide in this corner. I don't know how much vision they'll get over it. I'm pretty sure they're fully smoked off. But as it fades, they might be able to try and walk out for a swing. Obviously very risky, but they might do it. Depends what elo you're playing. And then the key of smoke has changed. It used to be these top ones, but you're going to want to go bottom right of this bottom one. You're going to jump through this, and this one's going to land inside cave. This is the only one that has a bit of note to have for it because it can bleed out. So someone could theoretically push out through this smoke and try to like take a fight onto ramp. Obviously, you should have someone holding that and someone preparing for it. Actually, I've just found one that hits a little bit better with a slight adjustment on the lineup. So this is why you should be theory crafting some of your needs. So obviously I said bottom right, literally just pull it into the middle of this bottom beam and do a jump throw. And what it's going to do instead this time is it's going to bounce and land on the top step. And that landing on the top step means that it's not going to bleed out quite as much. Obviously a little bit can, depending on the bounce and the volumetric bloom. But this is a lot easier to manage than it coming all the way out here. One that I like doing for rushes or even after these smokes, but if your teammates get up ramp, it makes it a bit harder, is the support flashes. You want to stand in this area here. It's kind of loosey anywhere in this area. This 4th X up, aim in the middle of it, and you're going to want to jump through a flash. This pops so nicely for people to swing from ramp because it blinds most of the site. The one thing it won't get is short. And a little extra one is sometimes people sit in ninja or cubby, depending on what region you're from. It's called different. You want to come into this. I just kind of aim anywhere on this beam, honestly. And it's your standard throw. It's going to hit the wall and going to land in. But you can see how it burns there the whole way in and the area they have to walk out of. So that'll fully flush them out from that corner. And then the last one is going to be this support flash from cave towards door. This is a benefit of Refrag. You can see all the nades. You can go and click E on the bot to get the exact lineup. So literally at the door, aim at the top of this tree, standard throw. You see how it's going to flash. bounces off the wall and swings. So if someone was playing anti-flash, for example, your teammate's playing anti-flash, you know the flash is coming, it goes, and they can swing and take the fight. Like that, okay? Now, we need to look at some A utility. Now, my old lineup doesn't work from CS2, or my old lineup from CSGO doesn't work, but it's very similar. So we used to line up here. Instead, we're going to line up against this wall, looking at the middle. And we used to aim at the top here, but now it's going to be in between these. And it's going to be a jump throw. It's going to go directly over, and it's going to bounce into that left-hand corner. But what it means now with the new smokes, I mean, we've been playing for a while, it doesn't leave any gaps. You can see it smokes off CT fully. It actually smokes quite deep into CT. Then we have the donut smoke. Like this one, you're basically on the ground. You're not like on the top of it, but you're very, very far up onto this sort of beam. You're going to aim here and do a jump throw. So it's going to avoid the tree, which is what you really need to avoid, and then it's going to land into donut like this. Now it does land on the left side, but like we're saying, the volumetric bloom of smokes means it covers it fully. And then Temple is the third one you need to know, and you throw it from this corner here. Now this is a crouch jump throw, so you're going to come into the corner, you're going to crouch and aim here, crouch jump throw, and this is going to bounce and land really nicely into Temple. With how it lands, it's probably going to bleed out a little bit, but it's not that much that they can really make a play from it. Now, if you've done that, you'll have Temple smoked, CT smoked, and Donut smoked. The other thing you want to do is be able to molly behind sight, because basically at this point, they're either going to be in Donut and they're smoked off, Temple or smoked off. They might be big box, which is the one thing you're going to probably want to fight properly, or they're going to be behind this box. There is a nice forgiving molly for this. You're going to be here, you're going to move through. So you can't really be seen at this point. Anything off this wall, basically, will actually hit it. So you can do it kind of loosely. You can even do it off here, and it's still going to land, like, deep in behind it. It's a similar thing. You can also do nades if you don't have mollies. You can throw a nade there. It's going to do some headshot damage. But you need to make sure you're doing that on the execute. There's a couple of like ways to flash onto A as well. The most common one is basically just lobbing flashes over this. It's going to flash high on the side. You can like jump through them, but I think for that they go a bit too high or they fuck up like that. You're better off just doing a standard throw, throwing it over. It's going to go high and hope that it blinds some people. So you can W jump through it too if you want an extra bit of distance to make sure it hits sight. The other one is that if you bounce a flash off this wall, it's going to land about here, which means you can actually swing off it because it's going to flash outside of your thing. See the way it doesn't fully blind you there? So you can flash, know it's popping behind you, and take the fight. Now, honestly, that's everything for T side. I'm going to look at some CT util for you guys now. First thing on CT is that you need to be able to throw the elbow smokes from each side of the spawn. So basically, if you get a mid spawn or any of these two to the right, you want to come in here. You want to aim at the bottom of this leaf. There is actually a marking you can use to line up to. I use the bottom of the leaf. You're going to jump through. This bounces and cuts off elbow instantly. So by the time the T's even get close to taking mid, this is going to be fully smoked and they can't do it. There is a lineup from the left-hand side. So if you have a bad spawn, you can still do it. This is going to be coming in here and lining up. And it's going to be, I believe it's either the top or bottom of this. Let's have a check. It's definitely not the bottom, because I've just missed it. It might be the top then. This looks more like it, yeah. This is going to smoke bottom elbow instantly as well. So those are the two you must know. You're basically griefing if you can't throw those off spawn. If your mid players need a support flash, a B player can basically just throw one over this leaf here. And it's going to flash behind them. They'll be pushing down, it'll flash high, so anyone swinging out through the smoke will get blinded for it. And then, say for example, we're going to go through here. Say for example, someone's throwing this smoke for you, Elbow, right? So someone's throwing this smoke and you're coming out bottom mid. You no longer have to throw a deep molly smoke, so you don't have to, or sorry, you don't have to throw a deep molly anymore, because that's going to be blooming. But you do want to make sure you're mollying the other side of the smoke, so that if they are trying to come through it, you can see here, it's going to molly them fully. Like, if for whatever reason the smoke isn't getting thrown for you, you can then do double mollies with the two mid players. First one's going to want to throw it basically over those leaves. And that goes deep into elbow, and then the other one you can basically just throw it anywhere here, and that's going to be the double molly that really impacts them. And then for the same lineup, so you can basically just throw nades anywhere off that wall, and it's going to land into the area. Again, you can throw it a bit deeper by being further up the steps and basically just throwing it through that tree or plant that's there. And then the last thing I really have for mid is the Xbox flash. Now you can throw this normally if you want to fight, or I like throwing it on like ecos. So say you've lost pistol and you want to do some damage, basically you can come out, love a flash behind that. It's going to flash behind the box, which means you see it doesn't full blind you at all. Now this one, it's going to land behind the box, so it won't blind you, but it will blind the enemy, like that. So if they're coming out bottom mid, it's going to boom, pop behind the box, which means you won't get blinded by it, but if they're swinging elbow, they will, and you can either do that on a full buy or on an equal rush. CT, A player, should be the one throwing the elbow smokes. I just want to make that clear. So if you're the A player, you should be the one throwing those instant elbow smokes. You should also have one of the mid players drop you a smoke here. So on their way past, like literally all they have to do is that, press G and throw a smoke across, okay? That's all they have to do for it, so you can pick it up. And then you've got some A basics. Now, A is a site that's not hit very often, and I think the main purpose is you basically just want to make sure you're smoking this off for as long as possible. Easy smoke, anything off this wall, basically. If I actually hit through it, anything off this wall is going to land here. It's going to full bloom it. That's all you really need. Mollies are very much the same. Like, headshot box is one angle. Oh, I've had a voice crack, I'm still ill. You can play behind this box, and like what I like actually doing sometimes is you can jump spot or just wait for sound, and you can throw a flash up here, right? The flash is behind you, and then you can swing and peek, or you can swing from the left hand side. Another sort of trick that you can do on A is get up here. If I don't, oh my word, look at me butchering it. There we go, and then jump across. What you can do is just sit here with a molly, and you'll see shadows now in CS2. Yeah, you'll see shadows now, so you can actually just sit here with a molly. Have it ready to go. As soon as you see it, do the molly, jump off. It's going to delay them, and then you're just preparing for a swing, and you can call the info. The main thing I did want to show, though, is like if you want to take a main spacing, you can throw a bit of a util combo. Now, Rob just to throw this in CSGO. All you want to do is throw a molly off this wall, and then come and throw a nade deep off this wall. And you can see, it's going to basically nade them deep. They won't be able to swing here because of the molly. So you basically guaranteed yourself a fight. Now, unless they're rushing A, they might not even have someone here. Or they might have someone holding it passively or something like that. So it's a very easy way to get yourself some early A main control. And then you can either continue to push or stay inside A main. Outside of that, they very rarely come A. So, I mean, just make sure you're taking A main sometimes, and then outside of that, you're just playing a different spot and smoking off or mollying off for as long as possible, really. Now, I am an A player or a mid player. I very rarely play B, but from what I know, there's only really a few bits of key util to, like, throw. Some of them is from short, so you may want to molly over. What have I just thrown? You may just want to molly over to make sure you can try and stop them pushing. That's a good way to do it. Coming short, you can molly there. Similar thing with a nade, you can just kind of throw it over. Again, you're going to get chip damage. That nade alone can stop them getting the cave quickly, or obviously the molly can fully cut them off. Well, weak ass arms throwing the mollies now. There you go. Similar for ramp, you can just bounce mollies off this, like get cut off B doors really easily, like really quickly. You can do a deeper molly too, like so if there's an arrow going through it, you can molly there. Lots of mollies, lots of nades, basically B site. Throw these early round to make sure you're doing some damage or slowing them down. Obviously, you can do like delay smokes for ramp. One thing I do like doing is like a flash over from long. From long, anywhere in this sort of position, you want to left and right click and do a jump throw over this. That's going to pop for ramp, and you can then actually peek it and take a fight and get info or possibly kill someone if they're on it because it pops about here. And then the rest of what I have for Ancient is really retake util, because it's what I think you'll find if you're getting beaten early round in CT, you're going to be doing retakes. So this retake smoke, obviously grant that you need to have long control for this, so make sure you do have long control, otherwise you can very easily die. So this is how it's going to look when you do throw it. You're going to bounce off the wall and just cut off ramp fully. You can see here, they can't really be hiding in the corner at all. Like, they might try and come through it, but it's going to smoke them off. You can do something very similar from the same spot, smoke off Cave for the retake. So same lineup, you're going to come in here, you're going to aim at the top. You see the two different color bricks. Top mid of those, left, right click, and then this is also going to be a jump throw. Now this is going to bounce into the right hand corner a bit further. It will still bleed out a little bit, but this is a really nice way to make sure you're retaking Cave. So from the exact same corner, what you can do is come into this corner and aim in the middle of the brick, but a bit to the left, left and right click, jump throw. And this is going to molly default perfectly. You can see the burn to fully cut off like the default plant. Another thing I like doing from this sort of lineup is also a flash. So you can jump through a flash and it's going to basically blind sight. So you can do that before you know your team are taking fights. And then the last two, I think this has gone a little bit longer than the Mirage video, but the last two are going to be the smokes to retake A. You're going to have a main smoke and a do not smoke. What I quite like for A main, it's a little different to what people sometimes would throw, is basically come into this brick, and you used to aim around this area, but you see the edge of this green like plant? Aim at the edge of here and then do a jump throw. And it's going to be quite a long throw, but it's going to bounce into A main, not Cave. And it sort of blooms out as well, which means that it's going to be really hard for them to confidently take a swing through the smoke. And then the other one is going to be a donut retake smoke. And then finally, the donut retake smoke is going to be from deep CT spawn in here. You can see, well, you can't see it overly well. Let me get the up out just to show you. If I crouch, you can see this area here with sort of like the gap, right? You can see where the leaf is. You're basically going to be aiming through that. You're going to do a jump throw. It's going to bounce off the bricks twice, and it's going to smoke it off fully. But those smokes paired would mean that all you have to then worry about is, obviously, someone might be in through the smokes, but you then can then focus on clearing sight and maybe having someone clear tempo. And that's going to round off my basic ancient util. I think this one went on a bit longer than the Mirage one. These are going to be slightly longer videos, so hopefully you guys enjoyed them. I'm trying to bring value and like depth and quality to you guys to help improve at CS2, while I'm also trying to improve myself. Like I said at the start, if you're interested in trying to refrag, trying like the likes of this Nades server, or I mean, I can change into Crossfire and Mirage quickly, for example, just to give a showcase. You basically can do type commands in the chat like that, or there's a dedicated website where you have a server manager to change, and you can do practice like the Nades or Crossfire, which I've not warmed up today, but just to give you an idea of what it's going to be. You're going to have bot swinging from different angles, and you're going to be trying to warm up. Like I said, a full video detailed down below the best warm-up methods. This is where I discuss this, as well as some of the other modes. So yeah, 50 trial codes in the comments down below. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments which video or which map you'd like to see next, that is. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.